right, chat, we're going to talk about this video real quick. This is the new SOT update. There's a lot of changes coming up, so if you guys want to stick around and check this out a little bit, we're going to talk about this really fast, and we'll go from there.
Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Sea of
Welcome
Thieves
back,
News.
John.
It's been a while since I've done one of these, so forgive me if I'm a little bit rusty. Okay, here we go. There's monkey business occurring in the Outpost stores. Drew's back with more tantalizing info and game updates, and there are new items headed to the Pirate Emporium. With our next game update on August 22nd, we are bringing fresh new items to the Outpost stores. With the Stonebark Carpenter's weapon set, you can admire the smooth, tide-polished surface of these ornate pieces. Oh, and you can also use them to fight people, so that's a plus. And if you're looking to add a little variety to your clothing chest, then there are also 4 new colourful tops to choose from. And if you choose to showcase the stylish Simeon courtly jacket, pirates from across the seas are sure to go ape for your obviously superior sense of fashion. We've also got new Twitch drops on the way. From the 21st to the 28th of August, watch any participating stream on Twitch.
Watch me.
Or else.
Or else what?
Exactly.
For your chance to unlock the Eastern Wind's sapphire bejeweled gloves, wrap dress, and pristine jacket, as well as the stalwart Sea Dog tankard. For more information on how to get involved with Twitch drops, visit seaoftthieves.com/Twitch-drops. There's also a new perk available for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. Up until the 28th of September, subscribers can claim a bundle containing the new Ebon Rapier, the Obsidian Pocket Watch, and the Obsidian Figurehead.
Populars.
Now
Obsidian
let's check
items.
in with production director Drew Stevens for new information on what changes are coming to the game.
Strap in here, boys and girls.
Hey everyone. With our August update right around the corner, I want to do a quick update on Season 13 and then look ahead to some changes coming soon. We're incredibly happy with how Season 13 has landed, with the addition of the Burning Blade and Skeleton Camps, together providing new goals for players when starting a session. We've loved seeing the stories shared of crews pledging to Flameheart, taking control of the Burning Blade, and becoming an epic raid encounter for others on the seas to band together to take on. We've been releasing steady hotfixes over the last few weeks, focusing on stability, performance, and addressing some exploits that we've seen surface. The team are also reviewing the feedback and player behaviour following the season's launch, and we'll be working on fine-tuning the experience and addressing issues that have been raised. One hot area of feedback is around the ability for the Burning Blade crew to run and freely cash in at the Reaper's hideout whilst in combat. This clearly is not an intended scenario, and the team will be fixing this up in a coming update. Sticking with season...
So basically how it works right now is like, I turned the chat box on, by the way. Right now, like the Burning Blade, you can just basically claim it, and you could just sail it right into Reapers. And the same way as like voting up a quest, I think a certain percentage of your crew has to be on the turn-in at where Flameheart is, and you have to channel it for about 10 seconds, I would say. So while it's not instant, it's pretty instant. I'm kind of like in the middle on that. I do think that you should be rewarded for making it there, and I think it should be on kind of up to the other crews to stop you from even getting to Reapers. I don't think it should be as quick as it is. I think you should at least have to win an island fight, perhaps. So however they end up doing it, I do think that it should still be in favor of the Burning Blade crew if you make it to Reapers, because it's very easy to board that ship. It has 4 ladders. It's easy to anchor it. So teams should be stopping you, in my opinion, before you even get there. But I do think there should be a little bit of maybe a half battle or something that does happen at Reapers where you can stop them. But if they do, like, say, wipe you on the island or something like that, I still do think they should have the ability to earn their stacks. Especially if they've stacked up a lot. Like, that's up to the players to go get them, right? It's not something where you just could, like, spawn camp reapers, for instance. Yeah, I don't think that should really be the goal of the update or how they change it, but we'll see what they do with it, with, you know, insiders or their feedback or whatever, and take a look. But, you know, any change there is good. I do think it needs to be tweaked a little bit. I don't necessarily think that it needs to be insanely tweaked, but if it is, I mean, we'll roll with it. We'll see what they're up to.
Season 13, I want to talk about the scenario we encountered at launch, where 2 high-impact exploits were discovered. These exploits allowed crews to gain additional rewards when completing the rituals at the ancient temples. Now, we'll hold our hands up. This was a pretty significant bug that was discovered, and that's on us. And the team rallied quickly to hotfix it within a few days. In this time, however, over 20,000 players took advantage of this to gain a significant and unintended boost to their progression.
20,000? What are you guys doing? You are taking time out of your day on Sea of Thieves pirate game where gold doesn't mean anything, and there's 20,000 people exploiting? What are you doing? What are you doing? I have no words for that. That is insane. You're all insane for doing that. I just don't know why you would do it. Makes absolutely no sense to me, but moving forward.
With over 300 billion gold arriving in the economy as a result.
300 billion.
We take these kind of exploits very seriously, and we remove progress from all players who'd been caught using them to gain additional rewards. Stepping back
in my opinion, hey, I'm not the arbiter of justice, but them just like taking away your gold or resetting your gold, I feel like is letting people off easy. So if that happened to you and you got banged, I think Rare did you guys a solid, because I probably would have freaking booted your ass off the game. But that's just me. But, you know, I'm not the one making the decisions. But, you know, you can nod your head to Rare a little bit that you only got a little slap on the wrist and didn't take the ride to Dumpster Town.
Look, this is game development. No matter how tight our processes are, some bugs and unintended mechanics are going to find their way to live. However, players that abuse them to gain an advantage should expect to be penalised. And that can range from progress being removed through to suspended playtime, depending on the severity of the impact. The responsibility ultimately sits with you as players on how you approach this. Clearly the best approach is report it, don't use it, and certainly don't share it. If you do, however, choose to take advantage of it, you should expect follow-up actions on your account. You've been warned.
The context of not sharing it, and I won't speak for Rare specifically, this is just like games in general, and this is just my experience, so this is anecdotal, but I feel like a lot of the times that like issues like that don't get spread around don't get fixed as fast. So I'm not going to sit there and say I agree that that's the best idea ever. I feel like the more people that know about it, like kind of the more quickly they have to fix it. I'm not saying Rare. I'm saying this happens in a lot of games I play where something like that happens. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But the more people that maybe know, maybe it gets a little, you know, squeaky wheel gets the grease. You kind of see what I'm saying. So I'm kind of on the fence there. I mean, obviously don't abuse it or don't do it, but awareness sometimes isn't the worst way to be proactive. But, you know, I'm not in game dev, so, you know, I'm not trying to say one way or the other, but we move on.
Earlier in the year, I spoke about a dedicated game health focused team that would tackle issues that matter most to our players. The team is now starting to form and identifying their key focus areas to improve the experience. Game performance will be their initial focus, with the frequency of hitches and rubber banding increasing during gameplay, even prior to the addition of the Burning Blade. As with any complex body of work, expect improvements to take time. But with a dedicated team focused here, I'm confident.
I will say Rare's done a good job of kind of admitting that they've got issues over the past like year and a half. So, you know, it's good to own your mistakes sometimes. I wouldn't even call it a mistake, but own it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, things aren't working so great, but, you know, we're here. We know it. They're not like glossing over it or like sweeping it under the rug, right? At least they're telling you that it's a problem. So that's good. I appreciate the transparency, but keep going.
we'll see good progress. The team will also be identifying improvements to game stability to address crash rates, and prioritizing which game experience bugs to be fixed, like the recent fix to silent boarding. The Sea of Thieves team is a large one now, with multiple...
I today saw some silent boarding earlier in the stream, quite a few times actually, so I feel like that's whack-a-mole. I feel like they keep fixing that and someone else figures out a new way to do it, so keep whacking the moles, I suppose, and we'll figure out how to get rid of that one forever. But you know, another silent boarding. I saw it today, so keep pushing forward.
Areas of focus and dedicated teams, like seasonal delivery, live events, Pirate Emporium, and now game health. We can't all work in a single area. And even though I see the comment regularly that we should just stop everything and fix bugs, that isn't going to help us maintain an engaging game and continue to run a successful business. I know that ultimately you...
Agreed. They can't just bug fix because, you know, at the end of the day, they don't make money and they can't keep their doors open. So, hey, got to tackle both at once. That's just how the world works. That's really not even up for debate, to be honest. So, hey, fix both, keep making content. What you got to do. That's how it is.
We just want to see improvements fast in these areas, and we haven't been able to react quickly enough in the past. I feel our team structure moving forward is now better placed to get these things moving. Next up, I want to share some plans we have in the combat space to begin improving balance across our weapons.
Brace yourselves!
In Season 14, we'll be introducing the Grapple gun, which primarily is a traversal tool. This will also shake up the combat meta by providing players with an on-demand distance closer in their loadout, albeit with some limitations in its combat ability. Knowing the combat meta as it stands, we're going to be making some changes on the way to Season 14 to ensure we're ready for this new tool arriving. The biggest change here is that we're going to be redefining the role of the Blunderbuss into the dependable anti-boarding weapon with a defensive focus. The Blunderbuss will now deal a consistent knockback at close range.
That's a far knockback.
With a defensive focus. The Blunderbuss will now deal a consistent knockback at close range and apply more vertical knockback to repel boarders over ledges and objects. Its spread pattern will now be widened in hipfire and in aim down sights, improving effectiveness in close range while reducing its mid and long range power. With this new identity...
And we have been on a kick lately of how blunder sniping is actually pretty effective, so you know, keep that in mind.
As a reliable anti-boarding weapon, the Blunderbuss will now lose its ability to perform a one-hit kill on a full health player. It will still do critical damage to a player at close range.
Little Ned, I saw him on a stream. The same guy.
Dealing 90 damage, but will no longer be able to kill without a follow-up. New visual effects will also solidify this weapon's new identity. The effective knockback range is now visualized by white-hot debris and smoke being fired from the barrel, before dissipating at mid-range. We know the Blunderbuss has been the go-to weapon for many players, across a wide range of playstyles, most notably the tool for our smaller crews to be able to dispatch larger groups. We feel this new identity now doubles down on that reliable anti-boarding toolset, and when in capable hands can still be devastating in close range, and help level the playing field against larger crews, but with a focus on defense, not offense. This is going to be a pretty big change to a weapon that's been part of many players' loadouts since launch. However, knowing the meta changes we have coming, this new identity for the Blunderbuss was a necessary change, and one that we want to bring in ahead of time to ensure it's balanced ahead of the next season. Well, I think that's enough.
Alright, hear me out. Let's talk about this for a little bit, chat. The idea that the Blunderbuss is going to not be a one-shot anymore and is going to be used for more of like a knockback tool. Listen, let's just call it how it is. A lot of us has been playing this game for a long time. It's been 6 years now, right? I don't think that that is bad to change weapons, that we've been doing the same thing over and over and over for a super long time. I can't say for a fact, like, on the spot that this change is going to be better or this change is going to be worse. But what I do know is that I was getting really bored of Sniper Blunder being the meta. And if they want to switch that around somehow or create some new loadouts or create some new dynamics to boarding or how naval works, I do not have a problem with that. So I just, from my perspective, I think that changes are great in any capacity to any of the weapons, because I feel like it just gets things changed up a little bit. Maybe there won't be a singular best thing. Maybe there will. Maybe you do have combinations now where it's like, oh, one of my teammates runs a blunder to knock people off. Other people are running more guns with kill power. Like, it's going to fix things and maybe change things up a lot that you might not have seen before, rather than literally every person is running the same loadout. So there's going to be some thinking about it. There's going to be some things that can change dynamically. It might be a situation where you as a defender just run Blunderbuss. If you know you're the border, maybe you run something different to help get some kills. Hey, even from that perspective, maybe even maybe knocking people off on bigger crews isn't a bad thing. Like where you would have got hit rag. You're like, oh, I got hit rag. Guy didn't die. But instead, he flies off the ship. You know what I'm saying? So there can be some pros and cons to all that stuff happening. All I'm saying is I don't think anyone should get upset about it. I think you guys should see it, as it happens. I think you guys should be able to, like, maybe just play around with some of the new combos, see what's going on with the new weapons. Maybe it'll be more fun. Maybe it won't. Either way, you're playing a game that's been out for 6 years where everyone has the same tools, right? It's not like it's not like this is an MMORPG where, like, I play warrior, it's getting gutted. Like, it's not like that, right? Like, it's like everyone's the same class, essentially, if you want to use it like in a term where there's games with buffs and nerfs, but everyone's on the same level, right? So, hey, all I'm going to say is I would say, before you get angry or before you start spouting any like huge negativity, give it a chance, see it in practice. There's tons of things that, I thought were going to be really weird for the game that I, voiced concerns with. And I'm like, when I saw it, wasn't that bad. It actually is kind of fun or kind of cool. So you kind of got to keep a level head about things like that. Try not to get too bent out of shape. At the end of the day, we're all playing the same pirate game. It's not competitive in any capacity. You're just out there swimming around, sailing around, fighting people, chilling. All right. So that's basically where we're at. It's my opinion. I'm not asking you to follow my opinion, but I do think that is the solution to thinking about anything moving forward in the next couple years of this game. Why not? But hey, we move on.
However,
I'm actually going to add this in because I just thought of it again. So I know they said in season 14 they're going to add the grapple gun, which counts as one of your weapons. So like you have to use it as a weapon, right? So now if you can't one-shot with the blunder, that stops people from boarding you and still being able to one-shot you. Because the grapple gun is going to be super powerful, most likely. I've never seen it. I don't know how exactly it's going to function. But if you have people that are shooting over to your boat, instant boarding you, and can one-shot you, that's going to be painful. So I think it gives you the option as a defender. You may have two guns or two weapons, right? Where you can have the advantage against someone that could potentially one-tap you. You see what I'm saying? Or they grapple onto your boat. Boom, I blunder them from, not that far away. Right off the side. So, I mean, they could do that to you too. It's just, there's going to be some nuance to it. But I do think that having a instant board tool with an instant kill tool is probably not good. But that's for season 14. That's a little bit down the road.
Knowing the meta changes we have coming, this new identity for the Blunderbuss was a necessary change, and one that we want to bring in ahead of time to ensure it's balanced ahead of the next season. Well, I think that's enough spicy news for now. Catch you all next time.
That's good. All right, well, you guys got the idea. Yeah, so we'll see what's going on with it. Like I said, I'm glad to sit here and watch the video with you guys a little bit and kind of just have a, nice level-headed discussion, at least show you my thoughts. Obviously, I'm going to upload this onto YouTube from the live stream. So if you guys want to discuss anything in the comments, be civil about it. I'm just going to tell you ahead of a time. You know what I'm saying? Just try to be cool. If anyone starts arguing, fighting with each other, I'll probably, squelch the comments a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good, honest, fair, critical discussion in the comments and try to be, good to one another. But yeah, thanks for watching the React video. I'm going to jump back on just to use these for a little bit here with the boys and keep questioning. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the YouTube video today. On the way out, don't forget to follow the social media, my Twitter,